Now we're going to be making our Foxtails fold-along card. This is kind of the star of the Foxtails line, and it's a fold-along card is a uniquely shaped gatefold card that has this label shape that you can take out and put back, and it's perfect for sentiments, stamps, die cutting. It's a really cool, interactive, uniquely shaped card base. So I'm really excited to show you the technique of how it is made, because it is a little bit different than normal card bases. So the first thing you're going to start with is a 6x12 piece of paper, and you're just going to fold that right in half. Now if you'll notice, this is the die you use to cut the card out, and you know it looks like it's only about half of the card. I like to say you get twice the card for half of the die, but folding your piece of paper in half lets you cut out both the sides at one time, and it actually keeps your cost really low, so you don't have to pay for a big, long, expensive die. So just to show you how this is used on your sandwich, I am using my magnetic platform to make sure that everything stays in place. I'm going to have my folded piece of paper right on top, and now I'm going to take my die and I'm going to lay it down, blade down, and I'm going to line the edges up just so it goes maybe just a hair over the edge of the die. There's no blade here at the end, so you just want to have it be right along your fold. So that's how your die will look, and you just finish your sandwich, and now you're good to go. So I will roll this through my machine. Again, cracking is totally normal. And I am going to roll this through twice since I'm trying to cut two pieces of paper. I just want to make sure that the blade hits both sides. Now when we take this out, this is the super fun part. So you remove your excess paper, take your card out of your paper die, and you unfold it to reveal this extended card base. How cool is that? So there are score lines indicated here on the die, and you literally just fold along those score lines, and that will give you your card base. It's kind of like an accordion fold, just up, down, up, down. You get that? So that's kind of how it should look from the side angle. And that's your card base. At this point, everybody asks me, why is there a huge gaping hole in the middle of your card? Well, that is for you to insert your label shape into. So this label shape comes along with the die, and it cuts out the little fox shape. We've already pre-cut that for you guys. Cuts out this little fox shape that fits right into these allotted slots. So you don't even need adhesive to make your label shape fit, and it has a really nice interactive pop-out feature to it. So, you know me, I like to layer, so I'm going to take this guy back out, and I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to grab my Distress ink, and I'm just going to grab a little bit, and I'm going to test it on a piece of paper first to make sure I know how much I'm getting, and I'm just going to go along the edges of this guy, just to kind of accentuate my borders and to help the feature of it being interactive and popping out of your card base. So that's good for that guy. And we also have a sentiment stamped on there. This is one of the sentiment stamps from the Foxtails line. This one is interchangeable, so there is a hole in the middle of this stamp, and you can insert various greeting phrases in there to give you guys more options and more versatility for your stamp set. So the phrase I'm choosing to use is, "This fox says I love you." What does the fox say? I'm going to line that right on his face. And lastly, I'm just going to take this little bow tie and put it right on his collar. So that completes our little label insert, and I'll just set that aside for now. Now I'd like to build up the front of our card. Now this card, it comes with all of these little pieces you see here to help layer up everything you need to make your face, your eyes, your mask, your tail. All of it's included, and it's all been pre-cut. So I have used Xyron paper, so that just gives your paper an adhesive backing. It basically turns it into a sticker. And I just easily peel that off. The way that this die has been designed, this flat part fits right on the edge of where your fold is, and these little cheek whiskers line up right along your edge. So hopefully this helps everybody know right where to put it. You know what? I meant to distress this first. I'm just going to take this and go along my edges again just to help it pop out. Probably good to do that before you take off your Xyron, but I'll line that up, put that here. Now we'll take our other side of the fox mask and we will get our distress ink, test it out, and go ahead and rub that along the edges. We can take that, and again, just line up the whiskers and everything else will fall perfectly into place. What a nice, you can see that face starting to come together already. It's super cute. So now we have our eyeballs and we will just peel those off and put them, and there's actually, I don't know if the camera can even see this, but I put a little indicator there of where the eyes would go. It's not dark enough to make a noticeable impression, but it's dark enough so you can see where things are going to go, just to make sure your fox doesn't look cross-eyed or... So on this side it goes here. And then again, I just Xyroned these little pieces ahead of time before I cut them out. Sizzix adhesive sheets are a great option for that if you don't have a Xyron machine at home. And then there's this little nose piece, and this is cute to put on the front, and then it actually can kind of act as a closing element because it reaches across to both sides. So now we can insert our label shape, again right into the slots. And the last thing this little guy needs is his tail. So his tail also has this layering element, so you can get the classic white tail tip. And then I will grab my last pop dot for this project. And I'm just going to pop that right on his behind and stick the tail right there. Just one more final layer of interacting and three-dimensional aspects, and that is your foxtail project. One more element that you can use after let's say you cut this card out twice out of decorative paper, I like to actually trim these sides. So I've done that. I've cut this card out of decorative paper, I trimmed out this side, and now you can adhere it to these other panel sides. It's not necessary to do, but it just kind of adds a cool layering element. I think it accentuates the panels of the card. So now we'll just add this panel onto the other side. Stick that on there. And when you lift it up, you can see how that accentuates the different panels and also helps your label shape pop out a little more. Just another great way to use your Foxtails papers with your dies and your stamps. So this is our Foxtail fold-along card. I hope you guys enjoy making it as much as I did.